Good morning, everyone. I wanted to make this quick video for you. It's the weekend. Preseason week is over. I hope you are all enjoying the workouts. I know I certainly am. My kids are. I've been getting them in here and there with them, which is fun. So I'm just really excited to see you all in here. But now it's time to add in nutrition. So I know some of you are not following Country Heat, which is totally fine. And some of you are just still doing 21 Day Fix or 21 Day Fix Extreme, and that's totally okay because it follows this. It's the same meal plan, basically. It's got the containers, the portion control containers, because this works. So, and also too, this program, the nutrition plan is also followed in 22-minute hardcore and in size. Basically, any Beachbody program can follow the portion fix, which is why we called it the Country Heat Fix Challenge, because we wanted to include everybody. But again, we are focusing on Country Heat because it is the brand new Beachbody program. It's different. It's so much fun. And people obviously are really enjoying it and seeing amazing results. This program, again, as you know, is definitely more cardio based, but you're still getting an amazing workout. But you are not going to see results unless you follow the nutrition plan. I am walking proof of that. When I first started over 2 years ago, again, a lot of you know my story, but I didn't even start with the workouts first. I actually started with nutrition, and I started basically with just having my Shakeology every single day. That was just my plan. I just wanted to start feeling better on the inside. I wanted to start fueling my body with whole nutrients. I had learned all about clean eating. I knew about the things that I needed to cut out, such as artificial sweeteners, artificial preservatives, soy, all the fermented soy, stuff like that. I needed to cut that out, which is why I started with Shakeology. It's all natural. It's got whole ingredients. They don't mess around with this. High quality. It's got everything my body needs. So I started with that. I started feeling better. I started feeling healthier on the inside. I started to feel the energy. Oh, moms, you know what I mean? And then I started to notice that my cravings were going away. So because I started feeling like that, I started feeling so great, my coach invited me to the challenge group for 21 Day Fix. I did the first round, and I did lose inches. I did not lose much weight. I think I lost maybe 5 pounds, but I realized that I wasn't eating all the protein. I knew there was something different. I wasn't eating everything I was supposed to be eating. I still was eating clean, but not as clean as I should be. I was still eating my processed string cheese. I was eating smart ones, or, with the preservatives and the high sodium, because they were just easy and they were easy to grab, and I like simple. So once I started to look at the meal plan, I realized, oh my gosh, I'm eating way too many fats, not as much protein. Certainly, I'm eating way too many fruits, and not enough vegetables. So I started to follow the meal plan in the second round, and I noticed the biggest difference. Oh my gosh. I really started to see the results in the second round. So it truly is about nutrition. It really is. It really is 80% of it. So you really need to follow the meal plan with any of these programs. I know, like I said, I thought I was eating healthy. I was eating healthier foods, and I was being more conscious of eating clean and cutting out the chemicals and the highly processed stuff, which is good. But again, I wasn't eating balanced, and I wasn't eating to fuel my body, especially for these types of workouts. Again, with Country Heat, it is more cardio, which is fine, but you're still not going to see results unless you fuel your body to see results. In this plan, a lot of people get really intimidated or nervous about the containers. Oh my gosh, those little teeny containers. You're going to be shocked at how much food you actually get. And many people actually always tell me that they can't even get them all in. I sometimes have trouble getting them in. So please, we're going to go through this. I'm going to walk you through this a little bit today. I'm going to show you exactly how easy it is. And I promise you, if you follow it for these 30 days, you're going to see results, and you're going to feel absolutely amazing. any bloating is going to go away. And also too, as you get the Shakeology in, you're just going to start to feel better and better over time. So let me show you quick. I'm going to share my screen. I have the Country Heat. I have the Country Heat meal plan right here. I hope you're all checking out your Beachbody On Demand. It is absolutely amazing. This is what I go with. This is just what I use. It's the best. And you can also print this out and have it in a bigger format where you can like staple it all together. I print out everything. So here it is. What I want you guys to do this weekend today, go through this book or go through this meal plan on Beachbody On Demand. It doesn't take long. I don't want to hear any excuses because literally you can read it in the car. You can read it while you're just sitting on the couch taking a 5-minute break. Literally, it does not take long. Okay. So go through this. You're going to start, just start here, table of contents, blah, 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 blah. There's a pretty picture of Autumn and all the containers. Get through the introduction, okay? It's going to walk you through everything, okay? So here's the containers. The green is obviously for vegetables, purple is for fruits, red is for proteins, yellow carbs, blue is for healthy fats, and orange is for the seeds and the dressings, okay? So this is the page where you're going to figure out exactly how many of each container you get per day. This is really simple, actually. You basically put your weight in here, multiply it by 11. That's going to give you your caloric baseline, okay? Then you come over here and you're going to add in 300 to your baseline. So you're going to add 300 right here. That's basically what you're going to burn when you work out. That's going to give you your maintenance calories. So that's going to be where you'd be if you were just trying to maintain. But if you're trying to lose weight, lose some pounds, this is where it comes in. So you're going to add that one over here, bring it over here, and you're going to subtract 750. Okay, and that's going to give you your calorie target. Okay, I know a lot of you know this, and I certainly have learned this over the years. Calories in and out, it doesn't matter when it comes to weight loss. If you are fueling your body with whole essential nutrients and in a balanced way, weight loss is just a byproduct of good nutrition. Calories do not equal calories. A Big Mac, which is the same calories as, like a lean steak and some vegetables, obviously you're going to see different results. Even though the same calories, it's completely different. So, again, this is just a target. This is where and how we're going to figure out which containers that you are going to need. And again, make sure you're reading this. Okay, so for instance, like I always follow plan A. That's usually the one I fall into. That means I get 3 vegetables, 2 fruits, 4 proteins, 2 carbs, 1 healthy fat, 1 seasoned dressing, and 2 oils or nut butters, okay? It is, and basically you just stick to that. It's actually pretty simple. And it also comes with these tally sheets to help you stay on track. You can print these off of Beachbody On Demand, which is pretty great. I would recommend printing out 4 right away so you can have them all set for you for this challenge, okay? And you basically just go through, you write down up here how many you're gonna need for your, whatever your container plan is. And then you just go through each day and you just spread them all out, basically. I always try to have my fruits and basically my purples and my yellows in the first half of the day. And then I have my more of my vegetables, my healthy fats, all that stuff towards the end of the day. Especially the vegetables and the proteins. Again, like you get 4 proteins, so try to spread those out. Shakeology does count as 1 red container, so that's great. That's 1 less that you have to worry about, which is pretty awesome. Every once in a while, if I have a crazy busy day and I'm running around a lot, I do have a second Shakeology. That's totally okay to do, absolutely. I don't recommend doing it every day just because it is a ton of nutrients. And you will get a little bit of a nutrient overload, which isn't that bad, but just, I wouldn't recommend doing it every day, but every once in a while, I definitely do it a couple times a week. I am a busy mom. I'm running around all the time. So, that is totally okay. But again, that's one of your red containers. Okay. So make sure that you're going through this, figuring out what is best for you. Now, when you keep coming down here, okay, here's more of the tally sheets that you can print out. Make sure that you are reading through this. Now, all the foods on this list there's going to be a list for each container of all the healthy, clean foods that you can put in each container, and there's a long list. However, the higher up on the list, the more nutritionally beneficial the food. But don't ignore the foods on the lower list, because you do want variety. Variety is really key. Sometimes I tend to slip into eating the same things over and over again, which is fine, but sometimes that's usually when I hit a plateau. So it is really good to change it up every once in a while. But don't just stick to the ones on the lower list, because again, you're gonna get the higher fiber foods, the more foods with more nutritional value towards the top of the list. So focus on the ones towards the top of the list as well, and sprinkle in some of the ones in the bottom one every once in a while. Many of the foods don't have specific measurements or amounts. Sometimes, like for the greens, for instance, I believe it's like 8 spears of asparagus is 1 green, okay? And that's totally fine. Or obviously Shakeology, a whole thing of Shakeology is 1 red container. So don't just drink a red container of it. That the whole Shakeology is the red container. If it doesn't have a specific amount, just fill up the container, and that's what the portion is, okay? Let's see. Also says, do I have to eat all the food? Healthy food can be more filling than junk food, packed with sugar, salt, and fat. If you find yourself filling up quickly, that's okay. Just eat what you can. But if you aren't going to finish all your containers, make a point of eating a little from all of the containers, or rotating the ones you skipped each day. So basically, again, it's just about balance. It's about getting in a little bit of something from each group. Okay, and again, this is going to help you stay fueled, and it's going to help you feeling great. And like I said, it's hard to get in all those containers sometimes. You'll see. But basically, these are all whole foods. They're going to fill you up longer. They're going to keep you fuller longer, and you're going to be satisfied. I promise. You're going to not even crave anything. So let me scroll down here. Okay, so here's a good example here. Everything you can put in your green container. Obviously, kale is up at the top. Kale is super healthy. Watercress, collard greens, spinach. If you have trouble getting in your green containers, which I know some of you do, I sometimes have trouble getting in all my greens. Spinach is a great thing to add to your Shakeology. You can't really taste it at all, but it's a great way to get in that extra green container. So many people on my team, we all have shared that tip with each other, and now all of us pretty much do it. So when you are in the group, I'm sure some of you have already seen that some of the coaches or some of the customers or the challengers are already adding spinach to their Shakeology because they have trouble getting in all of their green containers. So that's totally okay. So let's see here. Yeah, see, asparagus, 10 large spears. I was right on that. So basically, just kind of go through here. And this is what I do every week. I go through all these lists and I figure out which are the foods or which of the vegetables, which of the proteins do I like. So figure out which on the list that you like, okay? Because that's going to minimize everything. It's going to make everything easier for you as you do your meal planning. Here's the fruits. Obviously, the berries are going to be towards the top because they're lower in sugars. Fruits, again, they're all natural sugars, but not all of them are the same. So raspberries, blackberries, I love berries. Berries are just my favorite. And they really are the healthiest. And then as you get towards the bottom, like grapes and mango and peaches and pineapple, banana and stuff, those have more of a higher sugar content. So some people have, some sensitivities to sugar. I know that when I have too much sugar, I don't see the best results. So I try to stick to berries. When I have my blueberries, blackberries, or strawberries, I just feel better. I'm not as bloated, and I see better results. So try to keep that in mind. Again, go through the list, figure out which ones you're going to eat, which ones are easier to prep for you, whatever helps you on your journey. Just go through here and figure out which foods are going to be best for you. Okay, so here's the red containers. Now, when it comes to the red containers, I like to stick to simple grilled chicken, lean ground turkey. I absolutely love because it's so easy and it's so yummy. I season all of my meats and my chickens and my turkey with just Himalayan salt and pepper. It goes a long way, and it really is super tasty. Also, if you want to try the Mrs. Dash seasoning, the no sodium one, that one's a really good one too. That's going to add some extra flavor to your proteins. Obviously, white fish is also a great protein. I stay away from Greek yogurt, stuff like that, the dairy stuff, because that bothers my stomach, and I find that I'm, again, less bloated when I have a lot of dairy, when I don't have a lot of dairy. So I stay away from that. I try to stick to the obviously having my Shakeology every single day, obviously, sometimes twice, and having the lean chicken breast, lean ground turkey, lean meats. I will try to have some lean meat once or twice during the week. And then I stick to, and also eggs too. Those are also good. Those are what I typically stick with. Stay away. I am going to recommend staying away from like turkey, deli turkey and stuff like that. Unless you're in a bind. It is highly processed and it does have a lot of salt in it. You're not going to see the best results. You're not going to feel great either. As you start to eat cleaner and start to follow this more, you're going to start to notice certain foods that irritate your stomach, or you start feeling more bloated. Because that's just what happens when you start to eat clean. You start to feel great. Your body starts to perform better. And when you start to add some of those other things back, you're going to notice that, oh, that's just not good for me. It's not good for my system. So I always try to stay away from those kinds of foods anyway, because again, they are towards the bottom of the list, and that's for a reason. But like I said, every once in a while it's okay, but I would stay away from those as best you can. Make sure you check out the yellow containers. A lot of people are surprised by some of the things on the yellow containers. Those are considered carbohydrates. Sweet potato is not a vegetable in the 21-day fix. It is a yellow container, so that is considered a carbohydrate. I did mention that I do like to have my yellow containers towards the beginning of the day. If I'm going to have a sweet potato, I will definitely save it for dinner. I'll have it with some chicken breast or a steak or something like that. But then I just try to plan ahead for that, and I'll leave out maybe not having toast that morning, stuff like that. I'll save the yellow container for later on in the day. Edamame is a yellow container. Quinoa, lots of quinoa, I eat lots of brown rice. What else is I'm trying to think what else is a yellow that a lot of people don't realize. I think that was it. But again, go through here. Again, you can see like bagels, English muffins, pancakes. Those are all down here. It's okay to mix them in every once in a while during the week, but try to stick to the ones at the top more. I love my steel cut oats. That's in the middle. I do have that almost every day. I love it. That's okay, but just trying to stick to the, sweet potatoes, very healthy, quinoa, brown rice. And then the blues, you only get one blue a day. This is hard for me sometimes. But again, avocado is the best blue container to have. It's so healthy. A lot of people still are in the mindset, if you're like me and you grew up in the 80s where everything was no fat, low fat. Oh my gosh, it has fat in it. Oh my God, it's going to make me fat. No, healthy fats actually help you lose weight. You need them. Okay. So don't be scared of the healthy fats. You really need them in your diet. Obviously not too much, but you're going to find that they help you stay fuller longer. There's so many health benefits to them. So make sure that you're getting in your healthy fats. I also avocado and almonds are my favorite blue containers. Okay. And also hummus too. I love hummus. That's typically what I stick to with my blue containers. I try to stay away from the cheeses. Again, like I said, dairy bothers my tummy. So I try to stay away from all the cheeses, even though I love cheese, but I don't like the way it makes me feel after. So, and then of course we have the seeds and the dressings. There are some amazing dressing recipes in here. Make sure you check them out. I'm obsessed with pumpkin seeds. I love them. I add them to my salads. Oh, I love them so much. So make sure you check this out, figure out. A lot of people get confused. Some people think that almonds go in the blues. Nope, almonds is a blue container. Pumpkin seeds, sunflower seeds, stuff like that are the orange container. Teaspoons. Some people forget about these teaspoons. They're important too. Coconut oil is my absolute favorite. Extra virgin coconut oil. I cook with it. I have like the spray organic coconut oil that I use as my cooking spray. I add a little bit of coconut oil to my coffee every morning. when I have a salad, I use the extra virgin olive oil on my salad. A little tip, olive oil, if you use it to cook with, the heat burns off most of the nutritional value in the olive oil. Coconut oil, though, doesn't. When you heat up coconut oil, it doesn't lose any of its nutritional value. Also, too, don't be afraid of coconut oil. I am not a coconut person. I actually hate coconut, more for a texture reason, and I'm not crazy about the taste, but I've really gotten used to eating it, and now I don't mind it at all. Just because it is so healthy, and it's so good for you, I'm now pretty used to it. So definitely try it out. I absolutely love it. Nut butters, obviously almond butter is better than peanut butter. Try it out. It's pretty good. I like almond butter with like a green apple. It's really good. It's so filling. It's so satisfying. So definitely make sure you check these out. Again, that extra virgin olive oil and extra virgin coconut oil are the best. Substitutions. Okay, so I know in here it says that the yellow container, now you can, if you put almond milk in your Shakeology, I know a lot of you do, it does count as a yellow container. However, sometimes I'll put just like a little dab in my Shakeology just to kind of thicken it up a little bit. That I wouldn't count that as a full container. That's totally okay. I use all water basically in my Shakeology, like I said, but sometimes I will add it to just a little bit just to change the texture. I also will add a little bit to my Recover Shake as my post-workout treat to help with my muscle soreness, especially to the new orange Recover. It almost tastes like an orange creamsicle, but I just pour a little bit in, so I don't really count that. But again, I actually recommend staying away from milk, cow's milk or soy milk especially. There's a lot of sugar, obviously, and I don't know if anybody realized that, but there is a lot of sugar in cow's milk. So I don't even have milk in my house. I just have almond milk. And I do recommend silk almond milk as opposed to Almond Breeze. You do have to read your container, read the labels with almond milk, anything that's in a box or stuff like that, but it does have, the Almond Breeze does have the carrageenan in it, which is not clean. It's not good for you. So silk milk doesn't. So silk, I use the silk unsweetened vanilla almond milk. My kids love it. I love it if I do use it. And on the Fix, as most of you know, I think, you can replace 3 of your yellow containers a week with a 5-ounce glass of wine. Yay! I love that. One of my favorite things about the Fix. So please make sure you are going through all of this. Read through this book, figure out some recipe ideas, figure out those foods for each container that you're going to like. Remember, simple is best. Keep it simple. Balance and clean is huge. Try to stick to the cleanest things. Make sure you're reading your labels. If it has a label on it, make sure you're reading it and making sure that there's no junk in it, nothing artificial, no artificial sweeteners. Stay away from the artificial preservatives and anything frozen, really. I like to freeze my berries, my organic berries and stuff like that, and use them in my shakes. But other than that, remember, just calories versus quality. It's not a calorie in, calorie out kind of a thing. When you fuel your body, with whole nutrients, with quality foods, your body's going to perform better and you're going to see results. I swear, you cannot, I promise you, I've tried it. I know for a fact now, you cannot work off a bad diet. You just can't. So please, I am so excited for you guys to get started with the meal plan. Add this in. Read through this book, and please today comment with any questions that you have. I know that you guys are all going to have questions, so please comment below with any questions that you have so we can get them answered and we can get you guys rolling with the meal plan. I'm so excited. All right, enjoy the weekend, and I will see you all soon.